Welcome back, and for quite some time we've all been praying for Saeed Abedini. He has been he's been in an Iranian prison for quite a few years, and across the country churches and individuals have been praying for his relief. We've had his wife on the program here on many occasions talking about her husband and being incarcerated there in Iran. Well, he was one of the 4 that was recently released, and I'm delighted to have with us today Matthew Clark. He's the senior counsel for Digital Advocacy with the American Center for Law and Justice, one of the great organizations working behind the scenes all this time trying to get the release of Pastor Abedini. So, Matthew, good to see you, my friend. Great news, to say the least.
It's tremendous news, and thanks for having me. This is a tremendous news. Pastor Saeed is free. He is safe. He's receiving medical care that he's so desperately needed right now at a U.S. military hospital in Germany. And the bottom line is he's safe and free now.
Has he been reunited with his family yet? Are they there?
Well, they've spoken. There'll be some time where they will be able to reunite. Right now, he's undergoing some medical treatment. That's the #1 priority right now. After spending nearly 3.5 years in one of the world's most brutal prisons, he needs medical treatment. He's receiving that. Our chief counsel, Jay Sekulow, just spoke with him recently. He's doing well. His spirits are good. He is very excited. And most of all, he is so grateful to all those who have prayed for him, who have spoken out for him. Over 1.1 million people signed petitions for his release. And he's just immensely grateful to all those who worked behind the scenes for his freedom.
Why was he in prison in the first place?
Well, he had gone to Iran in 2012 to establish an orphanage. He had gone back and forth several times over the preceding several years, establishing an orphanage, working with the Iranian government to do that. However, on his last trip in late 2012, he was arrested. He was charged with endangering the national security of Iran because of work he had done with house churches years and years earlier. And that's what he was convicted of. That's what he was sentenced for. He was convicted and sentenced to 8 years in prison because of his Christian faith.
All right, so he's out, he's free. I realize the treatment at times, from what we had discovered from his wife when we've interviewed her, was anything but humane. So I think the stories ahead will be pretty revealing just how he was treated. What's ahead for him? What's he do now?
Well, as I said, he's receiving medical treatment right now. He'll be undergoing that for some time. He'll be reunited, be able to see his family, and things will move forward. He's got some decisions to make about what he wants to do with the rest of his life. He said he feels like the day he was released was the first day of the rest of his life. So he has lots of decisions to make, but we're just so happy that he is free and safe right now. He was the face of thousands of persecuted Christians across the world. Now he is free. One is free, but there are thousands more who are still imprisoned. There's genocide going on in the Middle East with Christians, and that's where our thoughts and that's where our action turns to next, to protect those persecuted Christians.
You know, I think we were all thrilled when we heard the news. I mean, we were all jumping up and down and just so thrilled, and quite frankly, an answer to prayer. There's no question about this. On the other hand, some were questioning how he was released and why he was released with the other 3, and it ended up being a political football. What was the reason? How did this come about from your perspective?
Well, for the past 3.5 years, we have been working, urging the Obama administration, the State Department, to take action to protect a U.S. citizen who was imprisoned merely because of his Christian faith. And there were times in the beginning where the Obama administration didn't listen, where they didn't take action, where they didn't even speak out about him. But over the years, they began to take action. We knew that there were sideline negotiations about Pastor Saeed and the other Americans going on the sidelines of the nuclear negotiations. Those continued after the nuclear negotiations ended, and it has resulted in these Americans being free. But it took efforts across the world. Our officers were engaged throughout the world. Like I said, 1.1 million people signed petitions. It really took the entire world community, the entire Christian community, speaking up and demanding that Pastor Saeed, our Christian brother, not be left behind, to continue to press forward for these efforts, and now he is free.
Well, it's an amazing story, and yet it's now beginning to have a whole new twist to it. We'll have to wait and see. When do you expect him to come from Germany to the United States?
He'll probably be there at the hospital receiving treatment for a few more days, and then hopefully be able to return to the United States thereafter.
The conditions of the other ones that were released, any idea?
Well, from what we've heard, they are doing well. They have also received some medical treatment, but everyone seems to be doing well. Like I said, when we spoke with Pastor Saeed, he says he's doing well, and under the circumstances, he's doing tremendously well. After 3.5 years being imprisoned in one of the world's worst prisons, he's doing tremendously well.
Well, I want to say to you, Jay, and the whole staff there, thank you for what you guys have done. I know that you worked tirelessly behind the scenes to negotiate this, and all the circumstances came together. Now, some will disagree with those circumstances nonetheless, but what has happened here, I would have to say it's divine intervention, because it just all of a sudden popped up, didn't it?
This is a miracle. There's no other way to describe it. Glory goes to God, and we really do appreciate you for continuing to press forward and raise Pastor Saeed's case, and all those who have continued to talk about him over the years. And now we have a tremendous victory, and glory goes to God.
All right, well, thank you, Matthew, again to you and your whole team there. Let me say to our viewers and listeners, you need to check out ACLJ, and that's aclj.org is their website, aclj.org. Thank you, Matthew. Look forward to having you back.
Thanks. Appreciate it.
All right, God bless. We'll be right back.
I'm Paulina Leiser, producer of Focus Today. Thank you for watching this video, and make sure to check our other videos at theDove.us.